My focus is really on the economics of unconventional gas, both the economics in terms of the benefits and the market benefits, as well as the non-market benefits, and also some of the costs associated with unconventional gas. Okay, there are three main types of unconventional gas, and they're shale gas, tight gas, and Coalseam gas. And so all three types of gas exist in Australia, but the gas that we are exploiting at the moment, that we're drilling and taking out and ultimately will be exporting in the next couple of years out of Queensland, is Coalseam gas. So they differ in terms of their locations. Coalseam gas tends to be at a more shallower level, and obviously it's in coal seams, and you have shale and tight gas that are found in mudstones and limestones, sometimes at deeper levels. They're called unconventional sources in terms of how they are extracted. If we're going to have unconventional gas, which we do in Australia in terms of Coalseam gas extraction, they want to have the best practices possible, and we ought to be able to regulate it in a way that's fully effective and transparent. It's about 10% extra cost associated with doing best practices. So that strikes me as a very reasonable cost that can be borne to ensure that we get the benefits of the unconventional gas extraction. So we're talking about very large sums of money. We're about $170 billion worth of investment in terms of gas that generates jobs. And of course that ultimately will generate exports of liquefied natural gas from Australia to export markets. So last year that was worth about $10 billion or so. That volume that we exported last year is set to increase by fourfold within the next 10 years. In fact, we may become the largest exporter of liquefied natural gas. So what does that do for Australia? Well, it generates very large export revenues, which of course generates tax revenues for states and for the federal government, generates jobs, generates benefits for the Australian economy. So those are a whole range of economic benefits on the market side associated with liquefied natural gas and gas developments, which are in addition to any benefits we may get from the transition from coal to gas as part of the unconventional developments that are happening globally. Globally, a saving of emissions of 1.5% is a very substantial amount associated with just the transition to gas, and that is associated with the use of unconventional gas. So in other words, unconventional gas can provide the supply for gas that will allow us to reduce the GHG emission increases that we otherwise would have. In the context of Australia, the gains are even bigger than that because we use coal in a much greater proportion in terms of our electricity generation compared to other countries.